Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Divine Angles here. This is literally my first video ever that I'm actually putting out there to the world, so you know, bear with me. I need to get used to this camera, speaking to the camera. I'm not used to that, so yeah, just be easy. So yeah, today I wanted to come on here and do a video about my experience with narcissistic abuse. Now basically, as I was growing up, I always realized that people would treat me a certain way and I didn't understand why. I went through several different friendships, my involvement with men, relationships, situationships, and I realized this same pattern, and I didn't know what it was. Like I had no idea. So what happened, I think about 2014, I left the religion of Islam and decided to go on my own spiritual journey because I just felt like I had forgotten myself, like I'd lost my identity. I didn't know who I was. I had dreams, hopes, aspirations, things that I wanted to do in life, you know, from my childhood, and you know, these things were forbidden in the religion. So I was just like, do you know what, I need to find myself again. I need me. Like I was like, who am I? Like, who am I? So I went on that whole journey. I left the religion 2014, and then I began to just really analyze myself and to just, you know, analyze my journey up until that point. And you know, I started looking on YouTube and I would just type in random things like how to gain confidence, or how to like overcome things like social anxiety. Like I just literally started to just look into things, and I went from finding one video about one thing and it led me to another video that was relevant to me, and that is literally how everything has progressed. You know that saying when they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear? That is so true. Like when you're actually ready to go within yourself, to find yourself, to actually heal yourself, everything that you need along that journey to get to where you need to get to, it will be revealed to you. 100%, I can vouch for that. Like 100%. So yeah, so I started meditating. These times I was still living at my mum's house with my son. I started meditating. I used to meditate every day. I got into the practice of cleansing myself, cleansing my energy. I got into reading, just reading about different things like energy and just a bunch of different stuff. I think 2016 I moved into my own home, and before I moved into that home I was like to myself, okay, this is the place where I'm going to go within myself. But listen, I was not ready. I was not ready for that journey. Like I didn't know what it was actually going to entail. Like I thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to meditate, you know, and I'm just going to be this, transform into this butterfly. But mate, a butterfly has to go through a metamorphosis, and that metamorphosis ain't pretty. Like it's not cute. Like it is not cute at all. And you know, I will definitely be going into that. Maybe not in this video, but I'm telling you, like it's not for the faint-hearted. But it needs to be done. It's something that everyone needs to do. So yeah, not to go off topic, but yeah, I literally moved into my own home and I continued with, like, you know, self-help, healing, meditating, all of that, eating better foods and all of that stuff. So one day I was sitting down at my computer. Yeah, and I was watching like one of those like sort of like self-healing videos, and in the suggestions I saw the word narcissist. So I looked and I was like, what is that? Like, what is that? I had never heard that word before. So I was like, what is that? So I clicked on it. And I'm telling you, I was in tears. I was like, oh God. Whew. I was literally in tears. Like, when the woman was explaining like what narcissistic abuse is and what narcissists do, like, I was literally in tears, because I looked back at my life. Like, in that very moment, I looked back at my life and I realized that every single relationship that I had been in, every single, like, nearly almost every single friendship, even like my experience in my family, it was all to do with narcissistic abuse. Like, and I had no idea that this thing that I came to the realization of at the time, I didn't know it had a name. Like, I knew what I was experiencing. Like, I was aware of what I was experiencing, and I was aware of the patterns, and, you know, that the cycles. Like, I was aware of it, but I did not know that it had a name, and that, like, it had a name, definitions, like, and that this thing was so widespread. Like this thing was so widespread. I had no ideas. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like, it's been one of the biggest epiphanies of my life. Like, it's crazy. And so from then I started watching like videos, and loads of videos on narcissistic abuse and cycles of abuse, covert narcissistic abuse, different things that narcissists do, how it affects you, how it affects your body, how it affects your mind, how it affects even the hormones that are in your body, you know, there's hormones that are secreted from your amygdala, like from your brain. It is mad. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I even started like watching videos. Like, I came across this guy, and he's a psychoanalyst, and he specializes in narcissistic abuse, and he basically goes into detail about how this narcissistic abuse, how it relates to so many different health issues, how it relates to arthritis, high blood pressure, nerve issues, like imbalanced hormones, like the imbalance of your whole mind. Like, it's actually deep. Like, it's actually deep. And, you know, I hear people throwing this word around, like, oh, he's a narcissist, or that person's a narcissist, or I've even heard people say that I'm a narcissist in their song. And I'm like, brethren, do you even understand the reality behind the word that you are calling yourself right now? Because this word, or the reality behind this word, it's not some light thing. Like, these people are out here literally ruining other people. They're literally projecting their darkness, their own unhealed wounds onto other people, and mashing down other people, literally destroying lives. they're literally like destroying lives. They don't have a gun in their hand. Well, who knows, some of them may, but what they actually do is, yeah, it's very chilling. Like, it's very chilling. So yeah, like, it opened, like, watching these videos and just seeing that there's communities of people out there that are literally dealing with these types of people. Like, these people, you walk past them in the streets every day. Like, they're in your family, they're in your workplace, you sit next to them on the bus, on the train, you drive past them in your car. They are everywhere. Like, they're everywhere. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, from, you know, watching a lot of YouTube videos and really going within myself to get to the root of how did I become a match to these type of people. Okay, yeah, I was born into a family and there's certain narcissistic traits within the family, and there's certain people in the family, my family, that are narcissists. Like, yeah. So I started really going within myself. Like, once I became aware that this is what has been happening literally my whole life, I started thinking to myself, am I a dickhead? Like, I would have long baths. Like, I would sit in the bath, I'll put my son to bed, I'll sit in the bath for like hours, and I will just be going through my mind, going back to the past, going back to my past, going back to my childhood, and trying to understand how is it that I was susceptible to these types of people. Yeah, like, literally, what is it within me? Because you always have to look at yourself. Like, you know, we might point the finger, or we might, you know, when you actually realize what it is that these people have done to you, you may actually feel like you're a victim. But trust me, you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You just have to go within yourself. So I started looking into myself, and I started identifying things that happened to me as a child or in my childhood that literally aligned me to be a match to these types of people, these types of energies, for me to even accept them into my life. Like, okay, yeah, you know, when you're a child and you're in a family, you can't really choose who's in your life, but as you're growing up, like, you choose who's in your life. And I started to go within myself to understand why is it that I was choosing to allow these people into my life, these people that were coming into my life, and they was doing the same thing. They was all doing the same thing. It's like when it comes to like narcissists, it's like they have like a manual, and they all run by this manual. Like, it's actually scary. Like, because I've experienced several narcissists, and they all do the same thing. Like, they're a fucking robot. Like, it's weird. It is weird. So yeah, as I said, you know, I started having different epiphanies, and I just started understanding myself on a whole different level. Like, literally going to the root, like down to such detail, to the point where I was able to look at myself now, or look at a situation or circumstance that I'm in now, and I was able to go back all the way to my childhood. I was able to root it all the way back to my childhood, find the very situation that aligned me to be in that situation. How many years later? Like, I would remember my feelings at the time, I would remember my thoughts at the time, and I would remember literally the blueprint that it left on me. Like, I would literally understand the actual blueprint that it left on me. I think they called that childhood regression. I didn't know that at the time. All I know is that I was determined to change my life, because I didn't understand why certain things in my life was happening. Why are these things happening? Like, what is it about me that is causing these things to happen? And so everything begins with the self, you know. Everything begins with the self. What is happening out there, what you're perceiving out there, what you're experiencing out there, it begins in here. It begins in here, and the only way to change out there is to change in here and to go back to the roots. It is so important. It is so important, and it is painful. It is painful, let me tell you. It is painful. Like actually beginning that journey, like, it is painful. I literally brought up all of my trauma. I brought it all up. So imagine I moved into my house at the age of 24, and I was bringing up all my trauma. So like 24 years worth of trauma. It battered me. It battered me. Like, I was going through the trenches. I stopped talking to everyone. I stopped talking to friends. I distanced myself from family, because I just felt like a lot of what I had experienced rooted from family, and I just felt like I needed to hear my own voice. Like, I needed to hear my own voice. I needed to feel my own self. Like, so many times we're surrounded by family, we're surrounded by friends, we're on social media, we're engaging in like large amounts of different people, and that drowns out your own voice. That drowns out your own voice, and that drowns out your own self. So at that point, I stepped back from everything. Everything got cut off. Friends, family, man, like, literally, yeah, everything got cut off. I was like, I need to be by myself. Like, I need to be by myself. And that is where I started transforming. Like, yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly, but that brought me to the awareness of narcissistic abuse. That brought me to the awareness of narcissistic abuse, like, and many other things. But one of the main themes that was running throughout my life was narcissistic abuse. Covert narcissistic abuse, overt narcissistic abuse. Yeah, it brought me to the awareness of why, of the whys, hows and the whys. I will be doing another video in relation to this video soon. But yes, so yeah, if you want to hear more from me, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.